Hey everybody, we got a video for you today to show you how to install the bearings in the car when you buy one of our bearing sets. So when you get the package, you're going to get an instruction sheet. Make sure you refer to this on how to take everything apart, and we'll show you all the steps in this video too. The package, you're going to get 4 of the large bearings. These go in the rear axle assembly. You get 4 of the small bearings. Those go in the front wheels. So we'll start at the front wheels. Just take the wheel nut off. Pull the wheel off. You can use one of our new 1.5mm hex drivers, or you can use the Allen wrench that comes in the kit. Just insert it in the center and just kind of work it around, and the bushing will just pop right out of there. You're going to take one of the bearings, line it up with the hole, get it flat, and just push it straight in. You can also use the small end of this to push it in if you need a little bit more force. Then you're going to just make sure you put both sides on. Then you're going to install it back on the car and put the wheel nut back on. You'll want to do this on both sides. And then just tighten the wheel nut up, just back it off a little bit, make sure the front wheel rolls, and you're good to go. The back end is a little bit more involved. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the Allen wrench or the Allen wrench that comes in the kit, and you're going to want to just pry these radius rods up, and that'll pop those off. So you'll do all 3 radius rods. You'll do the panhard bar, do the shocks, take the hood off, disconnect the motor from the speed control, and the whole rear axle assembly will drop out. So I have a rear axle assembly. It's already partially disassembled. You want to make sure you take the rear wheels off. Then you're going to want to take these hexes off each side. Take the pin out. Make sure you don't lose that pin. Do both sides. Take the hex out. So then the first thing you're going to want to do is start on the motor. So there's 2 motor screws. There's one here that's already out, and then this one here. Just take both of those out. And you want to make sure you take it all the way out of the case. It's just easier that way. When you pull the motor out, it might not come out. You might have to wiggle it around a little bit. The pinion's very close to the size of the hole, so it's a little tight. So just wiggle it, it'll come out. Set that aside. Then what's the next thing you're going to want to do, there's 2 screws here that hold on the rear axle tube. There's one here and one here. I already got this one out. So you're going to want to take that off first. And there again, unscrew that all the way out, and the rear axle tube will come off. Set that aside, and then there's going to be 3 screws. I've already got these 2 screws here removed. Then you're going to want to take this screw here out. Then this side of the case will come off, and you can set that aside. So you'll notice that there's a bushing right here. It may come out of the case when you pull it out of there. If it's not, it's going to be in the case. Just pull that out, and also pull the compound gear out. Set that aside. Then you're going to want to take this one screw at the back of the quick change out here. And then on this side of the car, you don't need to take this axle tube off. This is the right side. There's 2 screws here. These screws are very long. They're in there very well. We wanted to give this side more support because it takes more abuse. If you do ever take these out, just work those screws back and forth a little bit till they loosen up. They are very tight. If you twist too hard, you're going to twist the heads off, so just be careful. But you don't need to take that off to change out the bearings. So then on this side here, there's going to be 3 screws. There's going to be this one here, and this one here. You're going to want to undo that. Just take that out. And then this side of the case here will pop off, or just slide right off. There's a bushing in here you're going to have to take out. There's one down inside of here, and then there's this one here. We'll start at the top one here. You can just take this end of the compound gear, just put it in there and just work it around a little bit, and it'll come right out of there. Same thing, if this bushing sticks in this side of the case, you can do the same thing, just work it out. So this one down here is probably the most difficult to get out. You can either push it out from this side, or you can take the axle, just slide it in there, pull it out a little bit, and just work it around, and just kind of pull out at the same time, and that bushing will just kind of work itself out of there. So just rotate that around, just keep rotating it around, and it'll take a little bit of time to get that to work out of there, but you'll eventually get it out. And then once that comes out of there, there we go. Best way to put that back in there is to just push a new bearing onto this side, onto the long side. Just line that up with the hole, just push it in and just push firmly in there. Same thing with this side, push the bearing on there. After you get this bushing out, you can work that out the same way, just like that. You can install this just like that, and everything is back together for that. You'll notice that there's not quite as much play in the rear axle as with the bushings, and that's just fine. We meant to do that. The bushings are a little bit smaller. So when you put the bearings in, everything is a little bit tighter. So now just put all the bearings back in where the bushings were, just reassemble everything, and you're all good to go. So if you have any questions, hit us up on our Contact Us section on our website, or you can email us directly and there's an email on our website. You can also hit us up on social media, and make sure you watch our social media pages. We will have some new products coming out, and thanks for watching.